stopped? Could the officer have stopped the interaction? Again, you have to go to the state of mind of the officer. Did he wonder if the guy had a weapon? The guy had his taser. The guy would use his taser. He could disable the police officer and get his gun. But again, state of mind of the officer.
Right. I mean, and to see this video, I mean, he's on top of his back. You know, he reaches back as he has him detained with one hand and pulls out a gun and shoots him in the head. How does that come together in terms of state of mind?
State of mind coming together, it's a difficult thing to assess. He makes an initial traffic stop. It is for a misdemeanor. They qualified that. The individual, I don't know if he has warrants or not, tried to escape, struggle ensued. The officer's trying to detain him, calling for backup. Apparently there's no backup available. Struggle ensued, kept going. He did say, you know, or I think he said, I'm going to tase you. I'm not sure. Fired it twice. People have to understand that both he and the victim are struggling. He did have him with one hand because technically you're only supposed to fight with one hand, because if you fight with two hands, you lose your gun. If that goes to state of mind to the officer and he feels he's in fear of his life, okay. The victim is just trying to get away. It's tragic. It'll be interesting to see what conclusions they come up with as their fatal force policy. Detroit had a force continuum policy, so we'll see if they use that. It's tragic.
Yeah, hard to see.
Very hard to see. Very hard to see.
Assistant Chief Dolan, we always appreciate you. Thank you so much for being there for us and about this.
Thank you.
All right. And please stay with us on air and online as we continue to follow the deadly police shooting of Patrick Lyoya. You can find the very latest, WXYZ.com.
We move on tonight to your 7 First Alert forecast and the threat of severe storms in Metro Detroit.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Rexroth in the Weather Center tracking what's heading our way. Dave.
Yeah, we've got the first round coming through now. This has been nothing more than rain showers. Pretty steady the last few hours, but not even a clap of thunder just yet. It looks like the second round has a better chance to be a little stronger. Lapierre's at 64, Detroit's at 66. That's about as high as we have gotten today. Again, pretty widespread rain moving through without a threat for the next several hours. About 10 o'clock or so, the second batch, which is much more interesting, much stronger, will be starting to move into our area. That doesn't have to be a problem, but there's a much better chance then than what we've got going now. It looks like western Kentucky and farther south with this stronger, more concentrated line is the most likely area that will have a lot of trouble. We still have a very slight risk for something isolated. If we get an issue, it would be thunderstorm winds. But again, it's not that strong. The big bullseye is down to our south. The QR code at the bottom of the screen is going to get you everything you need, everything you want. You get that on your phone right now. Get a screen grab and download our apps. It'll give you all the information, the radar, latest forecast data, and the information that we send out on an hourly basis if need be, if things get a little rough around here as we go through the night. So once you get it downloaded, of course, you're good to go for the rest of the storm season here. So get that on your phone now and you will be ready. We'll talk more about the wind on the backside of the storm tomorrow. There is a wind advisor for everybody. Tell you how long and how strong coming up.
All right, Dave, we'll see you soon. The suspected gunman who allegedly opened fire on a packed New York City subway has been arrested, ending a 24-hour nationwide manhunt.
62-year-old Frank James, he was spotted by 2 patrol officers and did not resist when he was arrested. Police say James allegedly boarded a Manhattan-bound train Tuesday morning, detonating 2 smoke grenades in it before shooting.
29 people were shot, 10 of them treated at hospitals for their wounds.
33 shots, but less than 30 hours later, we're able to say, we got him.
In response to a Crime Stoppers tip, stopped Mr. James at 1:42 p.m. at the corner of St. Mark's Place and First Avenue in Manhattan.
James is facing federal terror-related charges. If convicted, he could be sentenced to life in prison.
And now to the latest from Ukraine. As much as $750 million in new U.S. military aid could soon be heading to the country.
Yeah, and 2 European leaders are making a big move. Today,
the prime ministers of Finland and Sweden saying they are taking a closer look at joining NATO very soon.
And in Washington, President Biden promising to provide a military package to Ukraine on a phone call with its president, Vladimir Zelensky. President Biden recently called Russia's actions genocide.
The Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe says it's found clear patterns of Russian forces committing war crimes and violating international humanitarian law.
And turning now to the coronavirus pandemic, new infection numbers released by the state show an increase in cases. Today's report had more than 7,700 new cases and 81 additional deaths over the past 7 days. So that makes the daily average now over 1,100 cases.
This comes as the CDC is expected to extend the federal transportation mask mandate for another 15 days. That's according to a Biden administration official. The mandate was originally going to expire this Monday. And coming up at 5:30, 7 Action News reporter Nana St. Bonsu is talking with travelers at Detroit Metro Airport about how the expected mandate extension impacts them.
Trinity Health is rebranding its hospitals in Michigan. The move affects 8 Metro Detroit hospitals. Mercy Health and St. Joseph Mercy Health System adopting the Trinity name and logo. The new rebrand means local doctors will be connected to the network of several clinical experts.
Our mission and the commitment of our remarkable colleagues will remain the same. Nearly 5,300 employed and affiliated physicians and advanced practice providers will continue to be vitally important to meeting the expectations of our patients.
The new rebrand will begin in phases in 2022 and 2023. Trinity Health is one of the largest nonprofit Catholic health systems in the nation.
We won't have to wait much longer for the F-150 Lightning. Ford Motor Company announcing the official launch date for the all-electric pickup is April 26th. Ford CEO Jim Farley tweeting the announcement this morning. Ford is hosting a launch day event at the Rouge Electric Vehicle Center in Dearborn, where the F-150 is assembled. No other details of the launch have been announced yet.
Still ahead, rising grocery bills.
Egg prices are going up. Find out why we are paying more and who's being impacted the most.
But first, new COVID concerns. The variant first discovered in the UK that's now spreading quickly through Japan. You're watching 7 Action News at 5.
I'm David Llewellyn. Coming up all new tonight on 7 Action News at 6, new allegations.
You know this didn't happen just one time in a vacuum. It happened multiple times.
Alleged sexual misconduct at a prestigious Oakland County school. The reports dating back decades.
Were there non-disclosure agreements? Did anyone get paid, right, to say, keep your mouth quiet?
Who is now conducting the investigation and just how widespread the alleged sex abuse could span?
We'll have this story and so much more for you coming up all new tonight on 7 Action News at 6. Stick around and join us. Glenda.
All right, Dave, thank you. With Easter and Passover around the corner, many food businesses across Metro Detroit are looking forward to this busy season.
But they are either facing a price surge or certain ingredients or a shortage of supply. The USDA reporting the average weekly price for eggs 44% higher than it was last year.
Experts noting it's likely due to the avian flu, which has been detected in 24 states. It's killed more than 24 million poultry. So will this mean during the next week's holiday that people will have to pay more or settle for less?
7 Action News reporter Faraz Javed speaks to a local bakery on how bad the situation is and what's the game plan.
This is Culinary Combo Bakery in Southfield, a successful business run by a mother and daughter duo, Jody Polk and Jessica Barris. But this holiday season is turning out to be a challenge. Their orders for Easter and Passover are being held up.
Right now, you're facing a crisis when it comes to getting some ingredients in.
Last month, it was cream cheese. And last week, I have been rejected for getting cases of butter. Then that doesn't even count the cost of the eggs.
Most dairy products are hit by supply chain issues, and folks at holiday markets say it's getting better. But eggs have a whole different story.
A case of eggs was between $17 and $19 for a case. Today, I paid $42.50.
According to Midwest Consumer Price Index, prices of poultry and eggs, among others, have gone up by 1.2% since February. Nielsen data also shows at present 1 dozen eggs cost an average of $2.25, which is 15% higher compared to the same period last year when eggs were just $1.96. Now, Jody goes through nearly 200 eggs per day, and that means her cost is going up.
In your 30 years of being in this business, have you ever seen something like this before?
No, never.
Emily Mertz from American Egg Board says prices for eggs along with meat, dairy, and corn are all set on the commodities market, which is based on supply and demand.
There's a lot of increased costs going into the market right now. As we know, feed costs are up, packaging costs are up, transportation costs are up.
To top it off, some farmers are also impacted by the bird flu.
The farms that have been affected represent about 4% of the total flock size of egg-laying hens in the U.S.
As per MichiganGrown.org, Michigan is the 7th top egg-producing state in the country. I reached out to some of the poultry farms here, and either verbally or over email, they confirmed that so far their facility has not been contaminated with the avian flu. Dr. Lena Johnson from Ascension St. John Hospital says as long as meat and poultry items are properly cooked, there is no risk.
Most of the risk to humans, because it's very rare to cause disease in humans, is mostly among people who actually raise chicken and livestock where there's infected chicken. Most of the infection would come from exposure to their droppings.
But the bad news for business owners like Jody, raising the prices of their bakery items is not an option.
We already put out a Passover menu a month ago, so I can't increase. And I won't compromise on quality. We'll just have to swallow it this year and hope that people support us throughout this.
But you will take a hit.
For sure.
Jody fears that prices are going to increase further. That's why she's buying most of her ingredients in bulk and recommends that similar businesses do the same. Reporting from Southfield, I'm Faraz Javed, 7 Action News.
Looking at a storm system here that's got a lot of parts to it. The next 24 hours pretty busy. The first round of the showers we have now, it's not a deal, it's not a threat, but it's gotten a little breezy as the rain goes through. Stronger storms are possible tonight, especially about 10 o'clock and beyond through the overnight. We've got a plan in place to be here and watch things for you, make sure you're safe. Some of those, an isolated situation, could be severe. And then the wind advisory tomorrow starts at 10 a.m. for everybody, and that wind is going to be just kind of persistent and wearing you down. So the showers here now moving from west to east. Most of it is right in the metro area and moving east out around US 23. It's cleared out temporarily, but yeah, there's more to come here. I zoomed a little closer as you can see all the watches and warnings down here around Paducah, Nashville, west to Memphis. That area is really under the gun. That's the big bullseye, if you will, for the highest risk of the worst weather. We just have a very slight risk for something isolated around here. So as it moves out of that region, one advantage for us is if it does get a little more interesting later on tonight, we'll be able to see it coming. I don't think it will have an impact to develop on top of us, and that's always easier to see, easier to help you out when that comes in. So in terms of the threats, again, this is tonight after 10 o'clock here. Still like yesterday, the straight line winds are the #1 issue here, but they're not even that big of a deal in terms of the risk. And as a matter of fact, I've lowered this just a little bit from what we talked about yesterday. Hail could be just a bit big in an isolated storm, and flash flooding and tornadoes not completely out of the question, but they're very, very, very small chances. So we're focusing on the straight line winds. Then behind the system tomorrow, if there's rain tomorrow, it's probably done by 6 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little shower late in the day, but most of the day is dry. There'll be some sunshine, but the wind is what you remember. 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. it's a wind advisory for everybody. Gusts commonly to 40 to 45, maybe gusting to 50 in a few spots. So here's the start of that. We'll let it roll along as we get later in the day. You see a little stronger north and west than in and around Detroit here, and then it starts to calm down again in the evening hours. So overnight tonight, 46 in Detroit, upper 30s on the northwest side. Showers and thunderstorms should be out there. Again, a couple could be severe. We'll keep track of it for you. 50s tomorrow with a lot of wind, 56 on Friday, maybe a shower in the afternoon. Dry for the weekend, but man, it's chilly, hanging around 50 Saturday all the way through Tuesday.
All right, Dave, Delta price hike, why the airline is boosting ticket prices and what the company hopes this will achieve.
Plus, fatigue in the sky, the issues facing Southwest pilots, they say, is leading to safety concerns. You're watching 7 Action News at 5. Air travel is booming, but the bad news, you're paying for it.
Yeah, Delta Airlines boosting ticket prices to help cover higher fuel costs in the first quarter. Between those higher ticket prices and a big uptick in consumer demand, the company is poised to turn a profit in the second quarter.
It comes as leisure travel picks back up and business and international travel make a comeback too. The company is saying it is a sigh of relief as the industry faces sky-high jet fuel costs.
Southwest pilots say fatigue from poor scheduling is a growing problem and raising safety concerns. The pilots union at Southwest saying Tuesday that problems started last summer. Union officials saying the number of pilots asking to be relieved from a flight because of fatigue jumped over 300% in March. The Southwest Airlines Pilot Association made the complaint as it negotiates with the airline for a new contract. Other airlines say they will trim flights during the summer due to issues.
And just how long will you have to wear a mask while traveling? Ahead, the government's extension of the mask mandate with cases on the rise. Is there really an end in sight? We are at Metro Airport working to get answers.
Plus high-tech transactions, the company offering to implant a chip under your skin so you can ditch your credit card.
And here's what happened today on Wall Street. The Dow was up 344 points, the Nasdaq gaining 272, and the S&P 500 growing by 49 points. We'll be right back.
All new at 5:30, new COVID concerns. The federal government extending its transportation mask mandate. How much longer travelers will need to wear face coverings.
Plus, Dr. Nandi joining us live with the new variant spreading.
Making a difference.
And that's what Holy Sitting is about, is giving back to our community and just building that relationship with our community.
A woman cited for a blight violation, how Detroit police rolled up their sleeves to help her out.
Seven Action News at 5:30 starts right now.
As some people are dropping the mask mandates, cases are starting to trickle back up. TSA deciding to extend that current mandate that's set to expire on April 18th. We thank you for sticking with us this afternoon. I'm Glenda Lewis.
And I'm Brian Abel. A mask will now be required for an additional 2 weeks. Passengers must wear a mask through May 3rd.
Yeah, it's an update some travelers at Metro Airport are not happy about. 7 Action News reporter Nana St. Yobonsu at the airport with how people are reacting to this.
Passengers here at Metro Airport are giving us mixed reviews on the mask mandate that just got extended for an additional 2 weeks. Now, whether you like it or not, health leaders say you've got to keep your mask on as they monitor a spike in COVID-19 cases. As soon as Jim Dyla landed from Memphis, he got the notification about the mask extension.
A little bit disappointed. We've had our time with it, had enough of it.
Absolute political theater, absolute.
Michael Freeland is over having to wear a mask in the airport and on flights.
I don't think there's been a good reason why it's been extended.
An uptick in COVID-19 cases is the reason, according to local health leaders.
So the overall numbers are going up a little bit. Even the hospitalized numbers are going up a little bit.
Dr. Matthew Sims with Beaumont Health says he's not surprised by TSA's decision to extend the mask mandate, especially with the new subvariant.
We're changed over from Omicron to this Omicron BA2, which is a little more contagious.
And easier to catch in a confined space.
Once you're in the plane, you're stuck in the plane and you're sitting really tight with other people. And it's the issue.
An issue that some passengers agree with.
On the flight itself, I want to wear a mask.
But says she wouldn't mind if mask wearing was optional in some areas.
I think throughout the airport where I have more freedom and space, I won't wear it. I want to be able to breathe.
How has it been traveling with a mask?
It's silly. I think we're reminded all the time that if we don't, we're going to be kicked off the plane.
Dr. Sims says dropping this mask mandate all depends on how the numbers trend.
If our numbers keep going up, they're going to extend it again. If the numbers go back down or get even lower, they may consider removing it.
Enough already. Let's just get on with life. At this point, we're learning to live with it, so just put it behind us.
For more on the mask mandates in airports and on airlines, visit our website at WXYZ.com.